Okay, what's up YouTube? HPJ here, and today I will be going over a quick video about team building and the resources that it takes to build a Puzzles and Dragons team. Um, some of this content is pretty much based on my own monster box and my own experience, and I wanted to share that experience with, well, you guys. There are a lot of things in Puzzles and Dragons that you really have to pay attention to when it comes to building a team. And for a lot of people, they don't have those resources. You have to go to outside resources like, well, YouTube and Facebook groups and stuff like that. I do believe the game gives you hints or little tips when you begin the game, but overall, I think it's best to just have the experience and have the um, knowledge given to you from player to player. Not saying that Gung Ho doesn't give enough information, but I've always wanted to do one of these because I have a lot of friends who have been interested in the game and wanted to know exactly what goes into a lot of the things that happens when you're trying to build, when you're trying to play the game, and when you're trying to just set up. So, with that said and done, let's just go through the team building mechanics and team building skills. So, the one thing I tell people is know your box. When it comes to building any team, know what monsters you have in your box. Everyone has, um, Citizenship will start off with just a regular box, and then you'll build up and up. Now, where do you get your monsters to build up your box? Well, your box consists of monsters from freebies, such as the things we get here in our every time we log in or when there's events. Then there's the rare egg machine, the PAL machine, and special machines that occur when we have specific Godfests, when we have collaborations, um, when we have just any special event Gung Ho can throw at us, they will throw at us. Um, I would advise save your magic stones for stuff like what we have today, what we have going on right now, the um, Voice Godfest Part 1. Save it for very big Godfest or Player's Choice Godfest. Um, Save them for Godfest that have high rates. And PAL Machine, for the most part, if you're looking for, what can I say? If you're looking for little things, you go for the PAL Machine. I think the PAL Machine, for the most part, has its own circulation. It goes from evil material, goes to enhancing material. It has some address, and it has the Gunko PAL machine where it's like rare monsters, exclusively rare monsters, and then it's the monsters from Pacific Descents and stuff. They have a chance to come in here as well. So you get a very big variety of stuff. And don't fret, a lot of the things may seem bad or may not seem as good as other things, but over time they start getting better, they start getting buffs. Now, besides the machines and the amount of stuff you do get from them, I always want to tell people, if from what I've been told, if you save your stones, good events will happen. Always, now that they have the lineup, you can look at the lineup by pressing on the lineup button, and it will take you to a screen where I show you the lineup of the rates and the roll pools of a lot of cards. Some of these may not always be rolled, but there are a ton of good monsters. Um, Unfortunately, you do have to track through a lot of the garbage, but overall, if you do something like, the 10 Magic Stone uh, Godfest or Dragon Ball Dragon Callers or the Heroine collabs, they are really good because you get specifically high ranked monsters. Some of them may be bad, but overall they do have some really good stats for starting players. They have really good stats for beginning games. And then they can either become really good for mid to late game when you start getting more cards and start getting more used to your monsters, and then start building your teams from there. So, I think some of the bigger things actually, if I go back just a second, that I wanted to show, is a lot of the really good monsters here. Um, because during this God Fest, we'll have a lot of the Sonyas, we'll have a lot of the Dragon Bounds, we'll have a lot of all the monsters here actually are at their highest rate of evolution. They're either fully evolved or they're on their way to being fully evolved. They'll have they'll be some of them will be 297, some of them will have will be 297 with all their awakenings, but they won't have their skills maxed out, so you'll have to work on the skills. Luckily enough, we have a uh, skill up dungeon where you pretty much can just you just pretty much button press yourself through defeating each of the cards in that's featured here in specific orders in specific dungeon layouts, and you can skill up your monster as a guaranteed 100% skill up. So if you have the chance, try to do that. It is worth 50 stamina, and it is a solo only, so take advantage of it while you can. And conserve stones if you need to, so you can rerun them if you need to skill out your things. I think most things are probably 5 to 10 skills or 10 tries into a machine. But I would have only advised it for high rank players. If you're wanting to go ahead and do the stamina, go ahead. Um, but just make sure you conserve your stamina and you conserve your stuff. I think it's also a really good way to rank up if you're just now beginning or you're a low set player. But yeah, we got a lot of good things here. We got a lot of very useful monsters, a lot of good setup monsters, a lot of good leads in subs. So you're really lucky if you roll through a lot of these. In Cottons, we got Nays, we got Yogg, we got Raijin and Fujin. A lot of the 7x6 board leaders, so you have a lot of range here with monsters. You got a ton of the good stuff here too, like what are the girls? The goddess, not the goddesses. Yeah, the goddesses are here. Um, ooh, Pantheon monsters are here too as well. You have a lot of good things here. So, as I actually didn't press the back button. um, so don't forget there. Now, the other way you can get monsters, of course, is through Descends. Um, Actually, I gotta press back one. There we go. You got your normal, technical, special, rank, and multiplayer. Multiplayer is pretty much just you and other players, um, either at random or your friends who are probably available or not available. Get that Discord ready, and you guys run through Descends, or specific team up Descends. It does cut the stamina in half for a lot of them, and then there's also 3-player option, so you really get a chance there to work with 2 people instead of just the one. Um, it can be a little hectic. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some crazy. So yeah, it gets real crazy. But I don't do the multiplayer. But if you're up for it, go for it. I've heard it's a lot of fun. Ranked dungeons sometimes don't offer drops, but it's a test of skill, and you can easily find a lot of people striving to the top to get a lot of good rewards. Special dungeons are pretty much your daily dungeons, your daily descends, any unique abilities, and of course the monthly challenges. So take advantage of that to get a lot of freebies. Technical dungeons is just your high rank, and for the most part, once you get to coliseums and arenas, that's where you can start farming for pies or spees, whichever pronunciation you want to call them, and you can get your stuff there to help skill up your monsters and stuff like that. I got a lot of things just jamming up my phone. And in regular dungeon is pretty much just where you get practically everything except for descend bosses to drop. Um, Special monsters can drop, special things can occur, but those are ratioed out in very low chances. Now, let's talk about the monster boxes. Let's talk about the stuff that will be occurring to today, which is pretty much building those teams and building those teams to go through dungeons and stuff. Um, I can start off actually with decolling. Um, Monsters will have awakened skills to your right. They will have on the bottom of their artwork their latent skills. Then you'll have your 297 box, which shows how many additional points your monster, the 900, the 99 points of extra enhancement they'll get. And then you have your regular skill, your max level, your max skill level, your cost. You'll see an evolution screen for some characters. Show out the evolution, and then you have your leader skill and your base active skill. Your base active skill is the one thing that you will level up. In addition to your leveling up your own card. For most people, this is something a lot of people focus on because that way it speeds up the process. And when you have stuff like skill boost, you have double skill boost, you have the skill boost awakening when you match all 5 colors. Like the game has gotten to advance where even that can be very useful and very handy to teams or specific cards. So take advantage of it as much as you can. For this type of situation, I'm using Decali as one of my leads to start off building a team, just to show you guys what it's like to build a team. And building a team does take a process. You always have to look at the box that you're given. When you go to the team select edit screen, it'll look just like this. You'll have your leader on one side. You'll have what number the team is. You can always click it to put in the team's name. And then you have the row of boxes itself of what you want to what your subs will be. So pretty much your subs are pretty much the monsters that will be accompanied by the team leader. The team leader will always give the buffs to the team, or and will depend. It will be the main source of what massive damage the team will do. For instance, Decali, when all 5 attributes attack, fire, wood, water, dark, and heal will attack at once. She increases the attack is multiplied by 7, and then a 1.5 times to all stats of gods and devils, or no movement times is increased by 1 second. Which is good for a lot of cases because it gives god and devil typing, which she is, additional boost. It also gives your other gods and devils the increase as well. So when you're building her team, of course, you really need to focus on all the things that she doesn't have accessible to her, um, which is she isn't binding immune. Oh, she's binding immune. Okay, but she needs board changers in addition to her own board changing ability, which is she has the best board changer ability. She changes the board to rainbow, which is all 5 attributes plus the heart orb, so 6, and then she changes the board to all 5 attributes plus heal. She's seen as one of the best board changers. Light Callie, her light form, isn't as strong as her because she doesn't drop heart orbs. But uh, some teams nowadays want to increase their HP when they're battling. Some of them want more additions to their HP and stuff like that. So take the chance to get that whenever you can. Um, which I think is most of the part. What are some other leads that I could say? If you don't have Decal, you can always use some other rainbow leaders, or you can also use some other multi leaders to set up for your team. There's a lot of things you can actually set up with teams right now. Um, for the most part, I have so many different leaders and so many different team lineups I can do that it's really simple to put stuff together, even though it looks very difficult. Um, because we have rainbow leaders, we have leaders who base their skills off of combos, we have leaders who base their skills off of combos and specific attributes being matched. We have we'll have cards who base theirs off of 3 attributes attacking in the same turn. We'll have those who pretty much work under special conditions, or work with special orbs like jammers, poisons, and stuff like that. And then we have some who help deal with those hazards. So the team range varies. The team range can be um, very sought after. I think one of the things that I've done with my box because of how the new ordinance is that I've separated leads and subs, so that way I can see what I have them using as a sub and see what I have them using as a leader. For the most part, I think another good leader to talk about is Ra Dragon, or variations of Ra, because they have their multiplier set on a rainbow set attribute. Even the original Ra, he has a setup for that as well. I think I put him in sub, which I didn't mean to. I meant to put him as a leader. Um, but yeah, this is Ra himself, and Ra has set up for, well, multiple attributes in God and Devil typing. So it's a lot of plus is right there. And I gave him a whole bunch of time extend because Ra is known for needing that extra time extend. And he also gives a time extend as his active skill, which is on a 7-turn cooldown. But with the 2 skill boosts, it's pretty much a 5-turn cooldown. So, like, he can even build a Ra team up and build a team of variations of Ra and still have a lineup. Because I'm trying to think what would be a good way to set up a team. I guess I could have went with Dark Callie because she is more accessible. Well, she isn't accessible. She's one of the hardest roles. I think she's top 5 in terms of rolling. It may have changed, but as a Godfest exclusive, she is very, very difficult to. That's not the lead box. She's very hard to roll. So I'll use D Callie. And then just fit in my subs from there, because she can create her own subs. Your devil typing, so that's Serious Roots, another good and useful REM monster, who can fit in the quota. Sometimes you can even do monocolor actually, and still bases the team. I've seen monocolors be ran. I've seen multicolors, tricolors. They can even have some of my own tricolors teams. There's teams for farming, which, if I'm not mistaken, yes, these Zeuses are a part of. These are Zeus DLCs. They're very hard monsters to skill up, but it's very worth it because you can one shot through a lot of dungeons that are 5. Like a lot of the weekday dungeons, a lot of the um, overall jewel dragon. So we have metal dragon, emerald dragon, fire dragon, gold, no, ruby dragon, sapphire dragon, gold dragon. Like, you can farm those for the enhancements of those specific attributes, and then you can also farm daily dungeons if needed. I think the hardest were probably ones that are binding me, hit you with bind status, hit you with blinds and stuff like that. So always carry the assist, because assist can be very useful. And there are some monsters who have assist evolutions. Uh, see if I can find Valkyries, because Valkyrie has a assist evolution. There it is. That's really useful. But you need to become stage 2 Valkyrie to become assist Valkyrie. But it's still worth it in the end, because you can still skill up a lot of things. Um, so I'm pretty much just building a team based off of what I see Callie being able to do. Um, gonna give her a shield, gave her some coverage for a lot of her attributes. And even though some attributes may seem a little weaker in stats, in terms of attack power, it's all added up together, and it's all giving Callie her additional setup for her team. So what I did put on her is I gave her someone like reincarnated Isis. Isis is a great monster because she has this fast shield she can put up. It may not be the strongest shield, but she can put up a decent enough shield to deal with some damage. She has her blind status removal, and she's a really good water card. She's water fire, so she gives basis for Callie's active skill. We have um, Odin Dragon, who's just a better version of Isis in terms of the bind removals, but he doesn't give a shield. But he does give the basis of wood and light, which is a good combination. And this is actually the best form of Odin Dragon, because Odin Dragon is one of your best healers, because he gives HP back. He removes binds for your Woken skills and your regular skills, and then charges your team skill ups by 1. Rod Dragon gives a time extend, and he does true damage, which is ignoring damage, which ignores defensive, and does a set amount of damage. So 7,000 77,777 amount of damage to an opponent. Really good for farming if you just want to button press teams. And then you have someone like Curious Roots, who, similar to Dark Cali, makes a new board, but he inflicts 999 damage to one enemy before he changes the board. So it's a really good thing. And he also has something called, which is a guard break. Kali has this ability as well. Ignores the defenses and inflicts damage when all 5 attributes are matched together. So it's really good against cards that want to take advantage of an attribute, take advantage of a typing. There's also the Killer Awakenings, which are really good. You can also base teams on Awakenings, such as that. Who has a skill, who has Awakening to kill dragons, who has Awakening to do more damage to physicals. Specialists take advantage of all of that when you're building your team. And once you have your team, you can just run right through a dungeon. Um, I'd always say, if anything, uh, take the time to go through the special dungeon and take the time to go through endless corridors and use the basic corridors and up to test your skills, test what teams you're playing, test what stuff you have, and then go from there. It's a really easy and great way to know what your teams feel like, what your teams lack, what they don't lack in, and then just have your bases up from there. So, I hope this video helps. If you guys have any questions, please do post them in the comment section below. I will be so grateful to answer these questions, because I know a lot of people have questions when it comes to puzzles and dragons. And during my live stream, I can answer some of those as well, because I'll be live streaming this weekend for puzzles and dragons, to do some more runs, to do some more um, farming and stuff like that. I'll probably just farm this weekend because I need a lot of material for some cards coming up. So, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, you guys, HPJ signing out. Take care.